Hi there, this is just going to be a quick little tour of my vegetable garden at the moment. So it started out about a year ago, just from a bare patch of grass. So let's go have a look. So you can see, first of all, this section here is a bit of a wasteland. This is still becoming a vegetable garden. I've used sort of the laying down cardboard and then putting mulch and garden waste over the top, and that's basically just killing off the lawn and stopping all the weeds from coming through, and it's working pretty well so far. There's a few areas where there's a little bit of lawn still showing through, but we are getting there. There's a little bit of construction going on over here. I'm turning this into a sort of a covered shed sort of area as well, but we won't look at that too much. Over here by the fence we've got some pretty nice big sunflowers growing by the fence, and then there's some shorter varieties of smaller sunflowers at the front. These two pots, these have actually just been planted. They've got ginger in both of those. I've never tried growing ginger before, so it'll be interesting to see if we get little shoots coming out of there, and hopefully eventually these will fill out with ginger roots underneath as well. I'll move along this way. This is the herb garden. There's a few nice herbs growing there. We've also got a Japanese maple in the back there, which is in a pot at the moment, but will probably be planted out later, along with this lovely big weeping cherry blossom that we've got growing here as well. It's growing nicely. It is just in a pot, but again we'll get that planted out at some point. Moving over here, we've got the raised beds. These raised beds have been here for the longest, but they've had various crops through them. You can see we've got some chives and some pretty old looking lettuce in there at the moment at the front. These little plants here, these are chilies. I think it's just one variety of chilies, and then just here we've got these are capsicums or bell peppers, which you can see starting to flower. I've even got a couple of little peppers starting to form there as well. These aren't the more round variety. There's a sort of longer, skinnier, sweeter peppers, so these will be quite nice when they're finished growing. We've got some parsley, this big thing that's growing all crazy at the moment, and then through here we've got tomatoes, just one variety, but these are a pretty good variety. They're growing pretty strongly. You can see underneath here there's plenty of tomatoes growing, and again they grow pretty easily. I've been growing them up strings and trimming off any sort of little laterals and side shoots, so all these bits are coming off, and that just helps with these ones. The tomatoes are quite big, and so the plant will struggle having too many tomatoes on there, so that's why we're pulling off any extra little laterals and branches that we can see growing, and just training that main stem up. Next to the tomato, actually below the tomatoes, some basil that's starting to go to seed here. Basil's supposed to be good to grow next to your tomatoes, and it's also good to eat with tomatoes as well, so that's why that's there, although it's already going to seed, so we'll see about that. Next we've got some peas. These are growing pretty well. We've already got a few pods harvested last week, and we've got a pretty bumper crop actually. There's a lot of them in there. In front of those we've got celery, which again is growing pretty well. Nice crisp celery. This area it was lettuce and rocket through here, but they all got too old, so I've pulled those out and waiting to plant something else in there. And then at the front there is beetroot and these tiny little round carrots, which are not the hardiest of crops, but you can see they're quite cute little carrots when you pull them out. Funny little, almost like radishes, but they're very carroty tasting, which is quite nice. And as we turn around here, you can see we've got a lot of sweet corn growing. Sweet corn has been the main crop that I've grown through this area here. There are, I don't know if you can see, sort of interspersed amongst the sweet corn. If we get down here, you can see there's actually bush beans growing here. So these are a shorter dwarf variety, and you can see there's actually already quite a few beans growing on there, ready to come off, and they are all through around underneath underneath all this sweet corn that's growing. The sweet corn hasn't grown as tall as I was expecting, but it does seem to be producing a lot of actual sweet corn. Seems to be 2 or 3 per plant, which is pretty good. On the side here, I've got a few marigolds which I've planted, but they've been a bit taken over by everything else. At the front here, just a bunch of potatoes. Again, pretty easy to grow, and just nice and fun to harvest as well. Along this way, these ones have had a bit of what do you call it? Well, I've been a little bit sick, but we're sort of helping them get better. These ones are producing courgettes. So there's 3 courgette plants, which will be quite a lot by the time they start sort of producing properly. Behind those is a few sort of little flowers and things which are planted, and then another another patch of sweet corn. This is a different variety from the last ones, and I've planted them out obviously at a different time of year so they don't cross-pollinate. And there's also beans, another variety of beans in through there as well. These have planted out a lot closer together, just to see if they'll still do well in a smaller little patch like that. And there you go, you can see the beans growing there as well. These are a variety of beans that come out in nice sort of rich red colour pods, so that'll be quite nice when they're growing. That's really everything that is in the garden at the moment. As you can see, it's not a huge amount of space, but we're using it as best we can. Yeah, and that's everything.